So here we're going to discuss what is an app and what is a table. Um, it might not be obvious right away, but you're going to need both to create processes inside Jestor. So what's the difference and how do they work together? So for a process, you're going to need apps and tables. And you can think of tables as databases. They're the places that store your information. That's where you're going to have records of information. That's where you're going to set up data types. That's where you're going to dictate how this data operates, for example, with automations. And apps are ways to interact with this data. So they're basically interfaces that mainly it's how you want your end user to operate the data or to see the data or anything like that. So for apps, you can think of forms, you can think of kanban boards, you can think of dashboards, you can think of list views. So they are ways to see your tables and interact with the tables. So the apps don't hold information themselves. What they do is pull information or send information to your tables, to your databases, and the way both of those things work together is how you create a process. So you can see a very simple example here in which I have this table of tasks, right? And I have like description, I have owner, I have status, those are the columns of information. And then for a record, I have, for example, Monlo, the owner of this task is Anna, it's in the status new task, and so on. So this is a database. This is a place that holds information. It's a table. But also, if I wanted to interact this in some different manner, I could take this table and create an app to see this table as a Kanban board. So you can see this on the left, that I have this kind of drawing of a Kanban board in which I have the columns new task, in progress, and done. And then I have cards, which are basically the tasks themselves, right? So basically, they're both working together. At the end of the day, everything is tables, right? So tables are basically everything inside Jestor that holds information, but you can also see them as different in different views. So if I think of this table as a Kanban board, I can create an app that has a Kanban board, and then I can just pull information from the database. And if I do this and I start just rearranging this, you can see that basically the Kanban board is nothing but a way for me to see and to interact with the data in the table. So if you want to create processes, the first thing that you have to do is think about the tables that you want, the kind of information that you want to store, create the tables, and then you're going to create the apps to interact with this information.